Hey y'all, I'm Ryan Devlin, and welcome to the Struggle Climbing Show's Training Tip Tuesday, this week featuring a young up-and-comer by the name of Alex Honnold. Sorry, just was reading my notes wrong there. It is pronounced Alex Honnold. Alex Honnold. Yeah, keep an eye on that name, y'all. I think this guy might make a go of it in the sport. So, Alex and I connected in season 1, of course. We covered a lot of new territory that I personally hadn't heard in the 25,000 other interviews that Alex has done as the biggest name in rock climbing. And in the training chapter of our chat, we discussed the trade-off that Alex kind of experiences or even wrestles with between spending time on rock versus time in the gym. Essentially, this dichotomy between getting better versus getting stronger. Is this something that you wrestle with? I know I do sometimes, so let's hear what the man himself had to say on the topic.
Anytime you do a training program, it's generally focused around the training. So you basically rest for your training days. And if you're trying to train finger strength, you basically should be rested for your finger strength sessions. So you basically should be prioritizing your whole life to revolve around hangboard sessions, which for me is just not acceptable, basically. I'm willing to hangboard, I'm willing to work hard as a climber, I'm willing to do all the training, but it's like, realistically, I want to climb more than I want to hangboard. And so right now, for example, I'm climbing outside 3 or 4 days a week. I'm climbing inside once a week, mostly just a moonboard, like to do some like limit boulder. And then I'm doing a bunch of supplemental stuff at the house. So like some hangboarding, some one-arm pull-up stuff, and then a bunch of just, core, leg lifts, front levers, planks, things like that. Basically all the like supplemental things like stretching,
Right.
And then on the days that you're climbing outside, are you doing 2 a days? Are you climbing outside and then coming back and loading the fingers?
I mean, occasionally, like I'll skip my last pitch of the day at the crag. Let's say I'll skip the random pitch that you would do as like the endurance burn or like the extra thing. And I'll save that energy and go home and do a bit of a hanging session or do a bunch of, pull-ups and leg lifts and things like that. And I know that this isn't like an optimal way to train if you're trying to see finger strength gains, but it's a nice way to live. It's like I'm still getting my climbing. I feel like I'm improving. It's a nice, like it's working well for me. I don't know. It's kind of like the long term. I think, we'll see. And I've kind of gotten into this because I'm looking at fatherhood now, and I'm kind of looking at not traveling quite as much for the next many months, basically, as we have a newborn. And so it makes sense to sort of take the long, gradual approach to like steady gains, where like each 3 or 4 week cycle, I just improve a little bit. And I'm like, over the course of many months, like it is starting to work for me. Like if you can consistently grind away at something and avoid injury and basically maintain like a relatively healthy lifestyle, like you will see long-term gains. And it's just, slow and steady progress. Like one way to look at it is that if you can improve by 1 grade a year, which doesn't really feel like that much if you're training consistently, within a decade, you're climbing the hardest routes in the world.
So Alex there sharing that he's willing to sacrifice a bit of training gains in order to filleth his cup out on rock and putting extra emphasis on lifestyle, remaining injury-free, and playing the long game with fitness games. It's kind of a refreshing perspective, and honestly one that we've heard echoed from other climbers here on the pod as well, such as Jonathan Segrist just recently. In fact, get out on rock often if it's an option for you, and then add in supplemental training around that. Shout out to show sponsor PhysiVantage for helping climbers to train hard and stay healthy with their amazing science-backed products. If you are looking to level up your training and nutrition game, check it all out over at physivantage.com and use checkout code STRUGGLE15 for 15% off your order. Awesome. And I also recommend that you re-listen to Alex's full episode from season 1 if you can. That's where you're going to hear more about his specific struggles in training, including his quest to climb 515. As he says, if he improves a grade a year, then 2023 is going to be it for him to tick that 515. And I hope 2023, or honestly, whatever year in the future you may be listening to this little mini-sode here, this Training Tip Tuesday, I hope it's going to be your year as well. I think it is. You're awesome. Let's go.